Hey guys, this is Kitty, and this is the Guardian Circle. I got a Kramer and Clown Boy here with me. We'll have Littleby joining us in a bit. He's running behind schedule, unfortunately. Without further ado, we're gonna change up how our normal scheduling would go. Today we're going to start off with the anime, because it's new. It aired as of this recording earlier today. And to be honest, plot-wise, it was heavy. Card reveals was very light, but it's the very first episode, so it should be that way. Did you two watch it?
Oh yeah, I woke up, I put my laptop right on my lap, and I watched it right away at like 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah. Did you watch it, James, or no?
Well, I actually did.
Nice.
I thought it was cool. I guess I like the animation quality compared to G. I thought it was a bit better. It was the first episode. There was that little scene where Miwa was using the heroes, the grappler stuff. I thought that was weird, but
Yeah, it's definitely looking like it follows the manga more, because his main card in the manga was Miss Splendor.
Yeah.
So that was what was on the Vanguard circle when he was fighting. Yeah, that was also the big difference between this episode and the first episode of the older anime. So Miwa wins Blaster Blade from Morikawa instead of Kai. So that was pretty funny.
So what I personally enjoyed about the first episode is actually the opening. I don't know how much you paid attention to it. Not the song, but the animation itself. But it made Ren, while he was in his Blaster Dark outfit, form, whatever, it made him look a lot fatter than he should have been.
Yeah, we'll see how the animation goes. I don't know, the animation made me kind of hyped to build Shadow Paladin in the future.
Right. I did enjoy that. They showed Morikawa playing a clan as opposed to just a clusterfuck of different cards in one deck.
Yeah, that was the one question where he got Blaster Blade, and they're like, oh, well, is he going to use a Royal Paladin deck? And you just see him opening up box of basically Unite Team Q4.
Yeah, and he just kind of threw it in, and he's like, Granted, based on the manga, they are still in that extreme fight time frame, where, it's too... In the manga, it was still too early for people to be playing Spike Bros by themselves, but that doesn't seem to be the case in this one. Maybe it was just... Maybe Kai was right. He just sucks at card games and thought, hey, this would probably work.
Yeah, he's right.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the opening and ending songs. I don't know if you guys skipped over them or not. I mean, they're okay. Definitely better than Mr. Wonderland.
Yeah, I usually watch him the first time around. I like the opening. The ending's okay, like, in terms of animation and music, but I'll probably just be skipping it to see the next episode. What do you think, James?
I thought it was, yeah, I mean,
You there?
So the English dub for the people who watch it. What'd you say, James?
my phone is acting up.
Uh, We had that same problem with Ben last week, but the recording should be just fine.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
but yeah, no, the English dub for the people who watch it will air the 25th of this month, which is May.
Oh wow.
They're allegedly supposed to have all the voice actors back, but we'll see. There's no reason they shouldn't, but
Yeah, I don't usually. I mean, I don't think I've actually watched the dub of Vanguard. I've seen like a couple episodes here and there and a few. But I'll probably see how it turns out.
so I prefer the dub over the sub, but it's just how do I put it? It's not that the Japanese dub has bad voice acting. I just really enjoy Ren Suzugimori's English voice actor.
How is it that cool?
Yeah, I mean,
Check.
they both sound good for the character, but the English voice actor specifically around the top, between the early seasons of like Vanguard and the Asia circuit, he was really able to kind of bring out that the characteristic of Ren, where he's like, yeah, I'm not evil, I'm just kind of crazy, I'm having fun,
Yeah.
but where I don't really feel that with a Japanese voice actor.
yeah, that's kind of cool that they're having that back. There are a few people who do like watching the dub, and I guess it's nice to have the original voice actor, especially if he is good at what he does.
Mm. So I mean, I'm looking forward to the dub. I'll still be watching the sub every week, for reveals, obviously.
Gotta get those sweet card reveals in.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we did see a couple in the episode.
Yeah. Not effects, but we did see that the Spike Bros.
That would be Juggernaut Maximum and General Seafried.
Yeah, General Seafried will be 13k base with their force markers. No, for imaginary gift markers.
Yeah. Force.
Because they will have Excel, not force.
Yeah.
So that actually kind of, I don't want to say answers the question that someone asked me. Will force be the only 13k bases and everything else would be 12k? When because one of our local players asked me, he's like, is that how it's gonna be? And I'm like, I don't know, but it would make sense because from what we have announced, all the force clans are pretty generic clans. They don't really have any specialty to themselves.
Right.
Whereas all the Excel and Protect clans have, their own special gimmick, So they might be more or less playable with the, with the 1k less. But who knows, like the one card that we'll get into later, who was shown with no shield value as a grade 1. I keep telling people they can change these, before printing. They did that with Slay Hex Dragon. It was a 9k when revealed. Gets printed, he's an 11k because he's a grade 3.
Yeah, and we'll get into it later, like you said. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Zero Shield.
Yeah. So I mean that's about all we can hit on the anime. So we're gonna scooch on over to I would say reveals, but I wanna real quick hit on the demo day. So while all their locations are not revealed. Not all locations are revealed, as the website says. Starting the end of this month, on May 29th, depending on your location, the Bushiroad Caravan. I'm sorry, Cardfight Vanguard Caravan. Don't ask me why, because they'll have other shit with them. Will be coming to card shops across the country. There'll be 300 locations worldwide, and you go. There'll be a Bushiroad rep. You'll get a free demo deck, either the Kagero one or the Royal Paladin one. Some notable cards in both is the Kagero has the Nahalem that can counterblast to retire one unit, which is a different skill than the trial deck one. As for the Royal one, I don't know if they have anything particularly different besides just art and less, weaker skills. I know Alan is a 8K vanilla in the demo deck, so personally I think the best way to go is everybody's just probably going to grab a Kagero deck.
Yeah, I gotta play with some proxies earlier.
Yeah, at our locals we have proxied demo decks. So
I can just give my thoughts on those really.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you will. That would be helpful, actually.
Yeah, at least inside the demo decks, what it seemed like, the thing that was most important when I was playing is the fact that grade 1s have 10,000 shield. It just, in the demo decks, and obviously this is not going to reflect actual play, but trying to hit that 13k Vanguard, not a lot of cards in the deck allow you to hit. So if you try to hit like 23k by using a back row, you don't get as much out of it by just keeping it in your hand and guarding. So normally what I would do is I would either throw down grade 3s, or I would throw down like a 10k that gives plus 3k to itself, instead of just giving back row boosters. And so I was able to conserve cards. The other thing that I was able to notice was as force cards stack into the game, obviously power is bigger and you need more shields. So one thing that I decided to do was guard early and then take the force attacks later on. Or if I had a PG in my hand and I could still take some more damage, I would just do it. So I know a lot of it doesn't reflect actual play, but the one thing I would say is getting a grade 3 is so important. It just completely turns your momentum. And also defensive triggers are really, really important to stopping the opponent's play. I really do like the fact that they changed those to 10k.
I haven't had the chance to test them out at all, but I mean, it is going to be a lot. It's going to be really weird making numbers, especially with the power discrepancy, which we can worse sell and plan. I guess devoting back row will be more questionable now, because it does have more shield value, and it's no longer just a lot like swing at the Vanguard repeatedly, and you also have to consider that if they hit a defensive trigger, then it will carry a lot more weight than before, so it'll be easier to swing at rears and have it do stuff.
Yeah.
Even with the lanes that you can create with the new format and standard, like they're anywhere from around 28,000 to 33,000 for the magic numbers, and 2 defensive triggers stop a lot of that. So, like James was saying, swinging into rears is going to be a lot more effective depending on how many damage triggers they get, and it definitely makes OTKing really hard.
And yeah, that's kind of the point of this reboot, is to kind of balance everything, Little B, who again will be with us in a bit, will he played one of our players Little B used No Seal Gize to fight one of our players using the Royal Paladin demo deck. And after asking how the game went, as we can all assume, the demo deck did lose for some simple facts of, one, being mostly vanillas and not really doing much besides vanilla Vanguard, you know? But Little B did openly admit to, as if it's a secret, you know? Openly admit to if there were, not triggers, but effects to these cards, he's not sure he would have won. You know, he said it would have been a lot harder for him, but definitely those, damage triggers did help the opponent become a lot harder to hit, you know?
Probably a lot harder to guard, too.
No, yeah, definitely, because if you're not playing with the new triggers, you're generally gonna have to guard just more. Like if I'm playing, for instance, any Royal Paladin, throwing in the new triggers, you're gonna have to sit there and think, oh man, okay, is he gonna get a 10k in a crit? Is he gonna get a 10k in a heal? Or is he still running some of the old triggers and only 5k? So without knowing that, you're going to guard more with most people still playing old clans, previous stuff. Like off the bat, let's say your local Gear Chronicle players like, nah, Gear Chronicle's still gonna be winning these games for me, and then Overlord guy comes in and it's like, okay, crit 10k, crit 10k, and then let's say he's just running Gatling Claw. It's like, draw 5k, Right there, he got 20, if you like 3 past him, that's right there, you're going to need a guaranteed 30k shield on top of the already number you need to guard.
Yeah, especially for no shield keys. That's really hard. I wonder how it would have gone against not just like a premium standard deck, but even just the trial deck, where you got Alfred early and Blaster Blade and more Force Gifts.
Well, that's the thing though. His opponent only played the demo deck, no G Zone or anything. So just the demo deck, and I mean, I don't know. I definitely think first few weeks of premium standard, there's going to be a lot of salt in local communities because people who don't play the 4 starting clans that we have are going to be like, this isn't fair,
Oh yeah, it's definitely going to be like that until more clans come out.
I'm looking at you, clown boy. You're gonna get pissed. Gonna get so upset when you're playing your Fenrir boy, and I'm like, crit plus 10, crit plus 10. Oh, look at that, crit plus 10, and you're just gonna flip the table. That's just you. We all know it.
I was done that.
I mean, that's just part of the transition period. It's going to be a lot harder for people who aren't playing the 4 plans to really know, and especially if we do premium standard for a bit, then we're going to have a lot of blaster players.
Yeah.
That
That's why I think, like I said, because that's going to be the first, I want to say two sets. Because, to be frank, no, I don't want to offend any of our Tachi, Spikes, or Mega Colony players. Mercenary King. The first 2 sets are very either generic or very niche, whatever. The first extra booster, Tachi's, Spikes, and Mega Colony are very limited in their player base. To be, it's not like I almost want to say Nubatama, but last year before, that was the very putting that in the main set was also catering to a very niche crowd. So no, I think I think people will probably get tired of Premium Standard by set 2. Proper set 2, not extra booster, just the Team Asteroid set.
Definitely the three and the second, the Spike Brothers, Metacolomy, Kazi clan. None of those clans are super popular, and when you only have those and the four original clans, then it really doesn't expand your horizons all that much compared to just original four, unless you're a clan loyalist, because those have, well, I guess with the reboot will probably be better, but those clans have all been original four in this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once we probably get to the set with Dimension Police, Aquaforce, and Grand Blue, which are, I would say that they're more popular, and especially I think Dimension Police could also catch on more with Daisha coming back. At that point, when we have at least 10 clans, I think that's when Standard's really going to catch on.
Yeah, I think so too. But unfortunately, you still have people who are like, "Oh, I can't play Bermudas. I can't play Gear Chronicle yet." But
So the end of the year, we'll see.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no. Check your local shop. Ask them if you're going to do the demo day, and who knows. The website does have some locations up, like us three. We go to the same locals, and we have our shops up there, along with some other local ones, quote unquote locals. Like we got one about 3 hours out. I wouldn't go, but it is a different day, so I might.
Dizzy Dugout in Illinois, they have theirs, right?
Yeah, Dizzy has theirs. It's the same day, so as Yeti's.
On a Tuesday, so I'm probably not gonna go.
Yeah. Yeah. No, definitely check the date, because our local tournament's on a Friday, but the demo day is on a Tuesday. So check the date. Don't just assume it's gonna happen on the day you would normally be there. And but yeah, that's about all we could talk about on the demo day. I'm excited to see who all shows up, and sure we'll run a tournament or two during that event window. So moving on, we do have quite the number of reveals. If I do my math right, which I know I don't, we have 14, unless I missed one today from the Anaheim Regionals reveal. But I haven't heard anything about it, so I'm just going to assume it's not existent. So Little B's going to join us for the Nova Grappler specifically. So I'm going to wait on all those till he shows up. Should be hearing from him pretty soon. Oh, that's him right now. Give us a quick second. I would love to play like background music during this time.
Do we have the technology?
I can. It would get played, but we're still waiting to be copyright thing for Ben doing our local stream like that.
Gotcha. We could always, well, if we have time, we can always start on, you know, the extra Royal Paladin or Kagero or King Tank reveals.
Yeah.
Depending on how much time we have.
Let's see. It's little B in here. No, I do not see him.
Oh no. I'm just, unfortunately we don't have cameras, so I'm waving my arms frantically, kind of. You know.
So while I'm helping him do the thing, I'm going to start off with the It's English, and I'm still going to flub it. Herculean Knight Albrox. His skill is if you have 5 rear guards, this unit cannot be attacked.
And it's a 9K. They were so close.
Okay. We actually, not us on the Guardian Circle, but some of our local players commented on his usability.
If you have 5 rear guards, it can't be attacked. I guess the other thing I mentioned before that you won't always want to attack the Vanguard. So if there's a mate attack that is especially difficult to beat, then I guess if you put 2 in the front, then they'll be forced to attack the Vanguard. But against like Kagero, and they'll just retire your back row and keep going. So I mean, it's kind of a meme, I guess. I don't really see it being used, but it's interesting card design.
And that's kind of what we were hitting on, is that I cannot see it being used because Kagero will be pretty much the meta, you know, Royals and Kagero. So while it can't be attacked, it can still be retired, you know.
It will at least be a quarter of the decks that are played.
Yeah. Then the next one is our favorite pony, Battle. Sorry, I mess it up all the time. Lion Mane Stallion. He is the horse that Alfred rides on, lore-wise. He was garbage in the original in his original print, but he's pretty decent now. He's a 7K grade 1. If you have 4 or more rear guards, continuous ability, by the way, he gains 3,000 power. So he's a 10K booster.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, it's simple as generic. It'll work for now. A grade. I'm trying to remember the other grade ones. There's Snowball and a few others, but compared to what we have already, a 10K booster is just, it's really nice. You can just slap it behind, you know, a 13K and make a 23 column.
Yeah.
I agree with the grade 3. It's less useful if you got a grade 2, just because say if it's a 10K, like force boost or not, there's no difference between 17 and 20,000 in terms of carding. No, unless you're up against the 12K base, but I'm assuming that 13K is going to be the standard. We'll see later, but it's still really good with the grade 3s. And like I was saying before, anything that puts up to magic numbers, at the end of it, you're still forcing it to trigger for the guard.
And we got Little B with us. How you doing, Little B?
Kind of scared. Do not know about Discord at all.
That's fine.
We hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, that's all that matters. If you can hear us, we can hear you. That's all that matters for now. I'll teach you about Discord. I don't when we meet up this Friday. So point is, I'll help you later for later episodes. We just started on the reveals. We already hit on the anime. I don't know if you watched it.
I watched bits of it.
But we hit on the demo day and what it all means. We've already talked. About ours. We've just finished the first two reveals of Herculean Knight Albarox. He's a Royal Paladin. He has 5. If you have 5 rear guards, he cannot be attacked, but can still be retired by Kagero. So he's
I'm really sorry, my mom's trying to call me. I'll be right back.
Sure, take your time. We'll just keep going. Okay. So the next one is Ashura Kaiser, but we're gonna wait for Little B for that one. So after that, we got Weather Forecaster Miss Mist, which I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed this remake. So if you weren't around or don't remember, Miss Mist was a grade 2 that acted as a perfect guard if you were at grade 2. From the original first 2 sets or whatever. And it was great because it wasn't till G era that they had a proper ruling on her, because she didn't have the Sentinel. She was not included in the Sentinel ability, so essentially any OTT deck could run 8 perfect guards, saving all their grade 1s till later in the game using Miss Mist. But no, this remakes a Sentinel. She's the draw trigger like Marie and Assault. She is the OTT, obviously.
One of the things I kind of noticed about her was that we got the original PGs, Twin Blader, and the other 2 Boyle, Walden, and Cargo that I'm blanking on, but anyway.
Well, we haven't got Twin Blader yet, but we're expecting Twin Blader now.
I saw a screenshot from the episode somewhere, I think. Anyway, but I think the one thing Miss Mist wasn't OTT's first perfect guard. That was actually Chocolat.
Well, no, she was not a perfect guard. She was a grade 2 that acted as one. Her ability was if she was on Guardian Circle,
she was a grade 1, and then if it was a battle that your opponent's grade 2 or less Vanguard attacked, then it was a PG.
Oh yeah, you're right. I screwed up on that.
But it was still really funny if you managed to get it early game.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I say we as if the people who care matter. A lot of people were hoping it'd be Chocolat so that we could use her in a Battle Sister deck. Which, to be fair, is probably good that it was not Chocolat.
Yeah, that was the thing I noticed, that they actually chose not to give the subclan specific card a perfect guard. They gave it original, I guess, functioning as Sentinel card So it was some people were like, "Where's chocolate? Where's chocolate?" But it makes sense because I guess they're kind of, as of now, they haven't got archetypes or subplans involved in the game yet.
You say that, but we'll actually hit on something akin to that here in a bit.
Yeah, well,
Heroes.
Yeah. That's fine. Most people who are watching this already know. They're just getting some like background info or whatever. So after that we have Battle Maiden Sarasa. I swear to God, I will flip a table if the English change this to salsa. She's a grade 3 without an imaginary gift. Her ability is Vanguard Rearguard Auto when it attacks a Vanguard. She's a 12k base, so again, might change, I don't know. Look at the top card of your deck and put it on the top or bottom of your deck. If you put it on the bottom, she gains 6,000 power. So at the 12k base, she'll become a 16k just on while swinging, you know.
or an 18k, yeah.
Yeah, 18. 18 base attacker on Vanguard or Rear Guard. I don't think that's too bad. I can see, making her 19 on attack doesn't change the guard whatsoever.
Yeah, we'll get into some other boosters that give it good values. The only thing that I can see that you can use this with is if you put a card in the bottom of your deck next turn, you can use the Vanguard promo card on Miochi the Moonlit Knight
Yeah.
to get the card to your hand. But that's just discarding a card to get a card that you want. It is a trade even, and you lose the soul. So I wish there was hopefully there's something later that gives us more plus thing or other ways to get the cards that we already know their place.
Yeah,
There's
no.
just a little strategy you can use right now.
From what I'm noticing with the OTT stuff, is it's less about having that hand advantage and more about getting the cards you need, But who knows? Maybe that'll change. Let's see. Next we have Goddess of Flowing Times, Mizu no Hame. She's an OTT. When she boosts a Vanguard, if the number of cards in your damage zone was 3 or more, she gets 6,000 power. So she's an 8k base, grade 1. So I put her at 14k booster at Shinken Hisatsu, I mean. That, the Token Rambu ability.
We're already getting limit break back.
Right?
This card, I know that I have an OTTK split coming up, and at least for now, I know this card's going to be a 4 of. Because this, with Battle Maiden Sarasa, or CEO Amaterasu, or any of the grade 2s, you get 28,000 or higher lanes for a lot of these cards.
Yeah.
I think having a 14,000 grade 1 booster is at least pushing us in the right direction for the quote power cards that they said that they were going to give us.
No, I'm actually.
This kind of reminds me of the early Vanguard boosters like Narukami. I believe that was when your opponent had see more damage again +4, making it a 10k booster.
Yeah, we had these early game, but they never really got. I think there was one early game that was it makes it an 11k booster, and that was just so good, but the generic were 10k boosters, yeah, and they had to be specific names like Descendant or.
Yeah, even Oracle Think Tank had Weather Girl Milk that was a 10k booster.
Yeah.
I mean, this seems like it might be setting like a common precedent.
And that's what this set should be doing, really. You know,
Yeah.
give or take. So now that we got our good friend Little B back, we can go back to some of the Nova Grappler ones, like his favorite boy, Ashura Kaiser.
Yep.
So Ashura Kaiser's skill, the first thing we should note is he gives a Excel marker, which allows you to have an extra front row rear guard circle. So his skill is nice. His skill is nice because on Vanguard Auto, when your dry trick reveals a grade 2 or greater, stand one of your rear guards, and if the reveal card is a grade 3 or greater, you can counterblast one and give that rear guard 10k power. So I know I've talked a little bit about Ashura Kaiser a bit off stream. How do you feel about this, B?
I feel like unless other than like Perfect Riser, unless there's a better grade 3 out there, he's a staple easily. Because like I'm gonna assume Perfect Riser is gonna be like the best Nova Grappler in the set, but Ashura Kaiser is a good second no matter what, even if it might even be better. Because this is just generic stand, and it doesn't limit itself exclusively to grade 3 like Ashura Kaiser did.
Yeah.
As well as just Excel gift, free rear guard.
Yeah, I mean it's a free rear guard, yeah.
And I'm gonna be assuming that hopefully we might get some units that become grade 2 or grade 3 when drove.
When in the trigger zone, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like the reindeer stuff.
Yeah.
No, I mean that'd be cool. I would thoroughly enjoy that because if I recall, Asura doesn't have that many support cards currently. I think he has a stride.
Nah, pretty much your support would just increase as you put more grade 3s in the deck, which...
Yeah.
If in a deck where you'd be using Ashura Kaiser, and I was thinking about this too, where the deck that I'm drafting, at least with the cards that we've seen, I feel like 10 grade 3s or even 12 is an interesting number. Try to make all Excel gifts, but work off of Ashura Kaiser's ability.
Yeah.
I think it'd be pretty good. I mean, don't go overboard with the grade 3s like old Morikawa, but
Yeah.
I definitely think if you use Ashura Kaiser, you'll be using more grade 3s on average.
So the next one is, I guess, is one of the controversial ones we were talking about earlier. The Death Army guy. He's a 9k vanilla, as far as we know right now, and has no shield value. He's a grade 1. That actually makes sense of the 9k vanilla, because this effect units usually have 7 or 8k. So the vanilla is probably going to stick if he's staying at 9k.
Yeah.
The shield value, though, I'm pretty sure is a misprint.
Yeah, it needs to have a shield, because this card makes no sense to me. Because if it's a 9k base, say you threw it on the Excel marker for some reason. It's
Yeah.
16K.
Yeah.
Well, then it wouldn't matter if it was an 18 or a 17 or a 16. Well, it would matter. It would matter past a certain point.
Yeah.
Either way, you would probably be throwing a grade 1 at this attack.
Yeah, and
say you throw it as a booster. If you boost a 10k, it's a 19. If you boost a grade 1 8k, it's a 17. It's all dancing around these numbers that you can just guard with 10k.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just rather use a card with an effect. But if this thing has a shield and you can make some good values with it, then I would consider it. But
yeah,
there's just not enough info right now.
I think even with a 10k shield, it's just a subpar card. You probably wouldn't run. But
The only thing is, you could anti-rush with it if you go first, but
pretty much.
even then, there's we don't have GB restrictions anymore. You can't activate abilities early, so you could probably just swing past it anyway.
Pretty much, yeah. Like I said, I don't think we'll see it run unless some meta, some locals just off right out of the gate from set 1 say, okay, we're just doing standard. Everybody has to play these 4 clans or not play at all. Would be stupid, but that'd be the only way I would see him run.
And if there were only like 3 grade 1s released.
Yeah, which we already know there should be more.
Definitely not, yeah.
So again, I don't think this guy would ever get ran even with a shield. So if they fix it or don't, it wouldn't make a difference. But I mean, who knows? I know our good friend Vap likes the Death Army, got units, so he might run it.
See.
So the next one we got is Cup Bowler. This is the first reveal we have for the new hero sub. I wouldn't call it a subclan. It's an archetype. It's kind of like the Zodiac Time Beast, where it's not a name like Revengers, but it is a type of card. You know, where the names don't matter, just the fact that it is.
Yeah, it's a race card.
It's a race card, but it's a grade 2, 9k base, Vanguard rear guard, continuous. During your turn, if you have another hero unit, Cup Bowler gains 5,000 power. So, assuming you have one other hero on the field anywhere, he's a 14k attacker. Before boost, obviously.
Yeah, I like this guy. This is the type of guy that you want to throw on Excel, because he ends up being a 24. He requires a crit trigger to guard.
Yeah, I mean, he requires he requires a 15k guard. So it's with the new stuff that's 1 card in hand or 2, or not the new stuff 2, or maybe a G guard. But by the time if you play him down at grade 2, your opponent can't G guard anyway, so it's 2 cards from hand or just take a damage. I mean, what were you saying, James?
Oh, I do like Cup Bowler. I guess it's interesting to see them, I guess, push the sub-plan so early in the game. The 14k attacker, it does a thing. I guess we could see like the Sora Kaiser still as a main Vanguard and maybe heroes as more or less an engine, because Cup Bowler requires you to have another hero unit, just one anywhere. So I guess it'll be interesting to see how it's drafted into the list, because a easy 14k can't be underestimated, especially in offense-oriented.
Yeah. The next one is another hero card, Rocket Hammerman. He's an auto rear guard. He's a grade 1 8k. When it boosts a hero, you can Soul Blast 1 and have Rocket Hammerman, not the boosted unit, but Rocket Hammerman gain 5,000 until the end of the turn. So, like I said, if it boosts Cup Bowler, right there, Soul Blast 1, 27k attack.
It's a magic number if your opponent at a 12k.
Yeah.
Yeah, and let's not forget, this can easily be done on grade 2 Vanguard.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, right now, with the limited amount of cards that we have, that's obviously the best lane right now that we can make. Just from this low amount of information, being able to say, hey, we can already make 27,000 lanes, and we have Excel. It it's already looking good. We can make lanes that are comparable to Kagro at this point with only 2 cards.
Yeah, it's So the next one is Tap the Hyper. He's the starter for Nova Grappler. He's the same as Grime or Undu. He's when ridden, draw a card. But he is a hero, so I don't know. So if there's like a card that says Soul Blast a hero or number of heroes in Soul, he does add to that. Yeah, I like the name too. I'll probably pick one up just because I like the name. That being said, with Premium Standard, I think we'll probably definitely have a better starter to begin with.
I wonder when they're actually going to break the trend of just when road upon draw a card. Or are we just going, or is this just going to be the thing that everyone has? It seems a little boring to me. Not in the way I appreciate the card design of getting an extra card and an extra soul to work with. And it does take out the whole gameplay of how important your starters are and then what clans get rid of starters before you can use them. But that does just simplify.
Yeah, I mean this, like I said,
they'll change it at some point.
At some point they'll change it, but I want to say it probably won't be till year 2 maybe. But who knows? Maybe this set will have something kind of like Conroe or, you know, another option besides these on ride draw. But currently they're not that bad, you know.
I think all of them are visually really good.
Oh yeah. Granted, like I said, I don't know. Like most people playing a Kagro deck would probably stick with Conroe or whatever helps their strategy, like Lizard Runner or Lizard Soldier, whatever. The Undo for Overlords or Daedra for Blaze. But the next reveal is Miss Splendor. She does not give a She does not give the Excel gift. Her skill is during the battle that Vanguard Rearguard. During the battle that your hero unit attacked, your opponent cannot intercept. If you have more rearguards than your opponent, the attacking unit gets 3,000 power. So back to that, those 2 cards that boost for, you know, that gain power for, you know, just being heroes. With Miss Splendor on the Vanguard, right there, 30k column. That's like still not that magic number you need to hit, but it will still cost them another 5k, you know.
Yeah, it means a lot also for like Cut Bowler. Like Cut Bowler, say initially put it on the Excel, it gets to 14 and then it's a 24. Well, you can guard that with a 15. Okay, now with Miss Splendor, you put it up to 27. If they got a 12k, bam, you need a heal trigger. Mm-hmm. So it does make a bit of difference. It stops intercepts, which is nice. Yeah, it reduces shield by a little bit. I would say if you're running a hero focus build, you would still run as many Excel gifts as possible, and then maybe a couple of these.
Well, right. If I remember right, there's a hero card that does give you Excel gift.
Oh yeah, you would be running that one.
Yeah. So
we don't have the official stats on that one yet.
Yeah, no, I don't think we do, but what I do enjoy what the heroes build looking like. It looks to be, based off the cards we're seeing, is going to be the budget build, and it seems to be doing well for what it's worth. You know, I'm sure we're still going to end up paying quite a bit of money on the draw trigger perfect guards, but definitely I think if I were to buy this, I would probably look to spend maybe 100 on it, a little less, maybe a little more, depending on, again, the price of the perfect draws.
Yeah, we haven't had. Well, we've had double R's in the past that he's folded decks, but not
Yeah.
the way that this is going to be. And especially the fact that they're removing GRs, that'll put a little bit more value into the triple rares and double rares.
Well,
Everything will be cheaper on the whole, though.
I'm actually gonna hit on more or less cases after all the reveals.
Yeah.
So the next one is as unfortunate as it is a witch OTT support card. I say support, but that's only because it's in the name. It's called Yellow Witch Mimi, or Mei Mei in Japanese, but I'm just calling Yellow Witch Meme. Okay. She's an OTT.
The meme,
Her ability's auto, rear guard circle one place. Look at the top card of your deck, put it on top or bottom. She's a standard Magus, you know. Or, I mean, she's a standard Magus, but she's a witch card. I don't know what the OTT witches do specifically, but I know they're a thing, you know. But she's
it's okay. I mean, it combos with Myoji.
yeah. I mean, she seems to be pretty standard for what OTT's looking to do. She's
Are we gonna get into? We did CEO of Amaterasu last week, didn't we?
No, she did not get it revealed yet.
Oh, okay.
She has.
I know at that one it combos pretty well. With
Yeah, no, it's but yeah, no, I mean she's standard. You'll run her, but that's only because she combos well with the rest of it.
Before you get into the next reveal, it's late. I need to go to bed. See you Friday.
Okay, see ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for talking about the number grabber stuff.
How do I turn off Discord?
Just close the app.
Can you still hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Give me a quick second, and
Nobody panic. We'll figure this out.
okay, there we are.
You just
Now it doesn't matter.
throw it out onto the streets.
Yep. We do still have some Nova ones, but we'll just cover them ourselves. So next one is Boomerang Thrower. He's also a hero, but I like his skill. It goes well with the Victor deck currently. So rear guard circle. He has two abilities, basically the same thing. When placed on rear guard circle, if you have one or less face-up cards in your damage zone, countercharge one. If you have one or less soul charge one when placed. So it means this tells me that the stuff's gonna be pretty counterblast and soul blast heavy. So
Yeah, I think he's like the first counter charger we've seen so far.
yeah, so it's good that they're what's the word? They're being conscientious. Fuck it. They're being wary about the resource management and with the reboot.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if any other clans get this. Because if you assume with Kagura and Royal Paladin, say they don't have counterchargers, they have a finite number of plays that they make, and that's why I think that this card is nuts right now, at least in the context of what we see, because it means that Nova grapplers have significantly more things that they can do at this point.
Yeah.
And yeah, sure, the force gives a higher ceiling for individual units, but I just think when I think of this card, I just think of cards like Zinc and Chaos Breaker, where it significantly increases the amount of things that you do and stops your plays from being limited. And in a very, very simplistic game state that Standard's going to be, that's going to be such an important card.
Mm. Yeah, no, what I enjoy is that while he is a hero, which helps the hero deck, he's not restricted to hero. None of his skills say, if there's a hero, do this. It's just, this happens if conditions are met. You know?
It's a nice generic option to have. It could very, very possibly be on it because easy counter charge is good and soul charge, especially because the games, so far from what I've seen, the games look like they're gonna last longer as a whole. So the whole one or less clause can happen very often.
Well, and to add on to what you just said about the games lasting longer, to be fair with you, the games last the length they do now because there's a lot of thinking involved currently. You gotta weigh your options with the information you know about your opponent. You know.
At least from playing the proxy of the demo decks, and they said this in translations. They said you can have as many, like say, force markers as you want, but more than likely the game will end before you go past 3.
Yeah.
And when I was playing, that was 100% true. We would never go past like a third turn of grade 3s. We would normally wear each other out, and that's just because we're only twin driving now. So you have 3 attacks to waste 2 cards, and yeah, you can plus and minus the opponent, but normally you will just wear out of cards, or somebody will have a significant advantage by the 3rd gift.
But yeah, so because if you really think on it, how many games have you played that took a long time but really got past a 4th stride? A lot of time you're spending is thinking on what to do as opposed to actually doing.
Any game versus Mega.
You know? So a lot of times when because your games are going long because you're thinking too much on what you're doing. I said, how do I put it? Because just telling people not to think and just do sounds like terrible advice. I don't know. I think more or less the focus of this is less that we're gonna have the interactions the card interactions that we do in the G era. Because of the G units themselves, a lot of interactions change, and then like because you did this, my card does this, and then then you pretty much got snowballs out of there, So you're really thinking like, I do this, then he does it, A lot of these cards are gonna kind of save you from having to think too far ahead, And so I think the change will speed up the game, if anything.
It'll definitely put it on like a limit. It'll definitely put the game on a limit, like just some sort of timer. Eventually, Excels or Force Gifts will be too much to handle.
But moving on from that, we got another note. I believe the last Nova Grappler reveal. Yes, the last Nova Grappler reveal is a grade 3 hero unit called Battle Door Fighter. He gives the Excel marker. Nailed it. His ability is an act. On Vanguard circle once per turn. Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1. Choose one of your units until end of the turn. During the battle that the chosen unit attacked, if the number of guardians your opponent has is more or less than 2, the chosen unit's attack hits. So this skill's basically Fides, but worded differently. So Fetus says if you have one, or if you don't have two or more, the attack hits regardless of power. Which means if you throw down your perfect guard, it still does not hit. But with this one, you are forced to place 2 down, or it's still gonna hit. I don't know the official ruling with it, but from what I'm understand is your perfect guard would still get, bypassed. So you would still need to throw down a card with that perfect guard, causing you to throw down 3 cards in general with it. Point is, minimum 2. You can only play 2 cards. If you have to throw down a third one, you might as well just let it hit.
Yeah, you stack a crit on something that you chose. The other thing that this is interesting is I don't know the translation behind it fully, but
yeah,
is the effect going to stay if the unit stands? That's because that's going to be really important in something like that.
Yeah, no, that's one of the things I need. I really know we need to get a ruling on, because it does say once per turn, but it's not giving the unit a red text.
Right.
So I don't know if
we'll
it's
just have to see like a more complete
yeah,
or maybe even see it used in the anime.
yeah, ruling or something. I'm sure we'll get one once the set releases and people try to use him as a broken skill.
Definitely a grade 3 I would use. So I see something better.
So his second ability is Vanguard or Rear Guard auto. When it attacks a Vanguard, if you have 3 or more rear guards, it gets 5,000 power till end of the battle. So you'll usually have that, and the only real downside is that it's till end of battle, so you can't stand him and stack another 5k and
oh, that would be great.
yeah.
I actually really like the card.
I like the I like the art.
It's just really nice all-around boss. It works on the rear. It has skip. It makes the heroes do something other than give themselves numbers. So.
Yeah, and that's why I said I think we need to have a proper ruling on it. Once per turn. If it's once per turn, you can use a skill, or once per turn you can. Your rear guard can use the the limiting of guardians.
I guess I'm looking at now, and I guess it's from what my translation says, it's once per turn assign the skill. So I would assume that you can use it multiple times if you restand, because the skill itself that you assign is a once per turn assignment of that.
Yeah, but like I said,
Yeah, we definitely need a.
yeah, we need a ruling, because the wording's weird on it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna move on from that, and we'll probably hit back on it once we have a ruling from Bushiroad about it. I'm sure someone sent something to them. Now it's our favorite waifu, Reindeer. I'm sorry, I meant Amaterasu, CEO Amaterasu. As we all usually know, she's an Oracle think tank. She gives the Protect gift. She has 2 abilities. Her first one's Act, Vanguard Circle, once per turn. You pay the cost of Counterblast 1, you draw a card. Then you look at the top card of your deck and put it on the top or bottom. So that's good. It's a +1, and then more or less control of the second card. Then her second ability is Vanguard Rearguard Auto. When you look at the top at your deck during your turn, Amaterasu will gain 5,000 power till end of turn. Now they have given some rulings about this. It activates on look, reveal, and search. So if you look at the top card, like her first skill says, she gets 5k. If you reveal top cards, kind of like whatever skill gives, says reveal the top cards, pick one, you show them to your opponent, and then you pick a card. She gets 5k for that. And searching your deck for anything, 5k for that. Though they did give a ruling on the Magus Stride. I don't know her name.
No, Globe Magus.
Is that it, Globe Magus?
Yeah. It's a bigger name, but yeah, that's the short term.
Let me pull her up real quick. One who views the planet Globe Magus. She's a Stride. So obviously your Amaterasu should have to be on the rear guard for this. So her skill, to clarify the ruling, is during your turn, if you have a heart card with Magus in its card name, you may look at the top card of your deck and put it on the top of your deck. You can look at the top card of your deck whenever you wish to. So what the first ruling they had with Amaterasu is the fact that with Globe Magus, you can't just keep looking at the top card and giving Amaterasu 5k. The ruling is it's per ability. So regardless of how many times Globe Magus looks at it, it's only one instance of 5k.
That's Globe Magus is a continuous skill, so you used it one, it just goes off.
Yeah, so that's more or less just that's how they're kind of limiting the people from just saying, I'm gonna keep doing it, and you just gonna need a perfect guard to stop Amaterasu, So I mean, that's how do you guys feel about Amaterasu? I think she'll be a great card to use. And
since I'm gonna be playing OTT, I like this card. I think there's an interesting thing to note, so it gets 5k for look, reveal, and searches.
Mm-hmm.
So if we assume this, we have cards that are look, we'll have effects that reveal, and most importantly, we'll have effects that search.
Yeah.
So either they're setting it up for later, or even in this set, we can get cards that will search cards out of your deck.
I like it. Yeah, no, I think how do I put it? I think they're doing OTT right this way. The way they're doing it. They're making it powerful. They're keeping that. It doesn't seem like their hand advantage is going to be at like they used to be, but that's kind of why they have the protect marker and not the force marker.
Yeah, I guess the whole look at the top of the deck was stacking, which was kind of, when they first made oracles, it was kind of awkward. They had minimal stacking. Searching, it was mostly just blind drawing, which I guess since it was the start of Vanguard, searching would have been too broken. I guess it's nice to have some purpose other than deck out, draw everything. And they're definitely handling it right this time.
So moving on to the next one is Solid Turtle. Grade 2, 9k, auto. It's also OTT. When it's placed, Soul Blast 1, draw a card, and then discard a card. It's a standard card, and I think almost every clan has one.
I don't know. The thing I hate about cards like this is that when you build a deck, you design it to have the best consistency possible.
Yeah.
And if your hand is like really that bad that you looked at the top card, you know what it is, and you need to get it right away, yes. But in an ideal deck setup, you don't need cards like these.
No.
You have just consistency for solid lanes, and yeah, it's, hopefully there's better options in this, because I don't think it's that good.
So the last reveal is Weather Girl Juice, which I saw a lot of the community say, "Oh, we're glad to see another Weather Girl," and hopefully, we can finally get a deck where we can just run Weather Girls. That'd be great. Not really. But her ability is once per turn, rear guard. When you draw a card during your turn, Soul Blast 1 and it gets 6,000 power. Now, I don't know if that counts the draw phase, stand and draw, plus Soul Blast 1, 6k. I don't know if that's how that works, but don't see why not. There's no reason not to. You're going to draw...
Just translation, I would think so.
If you're OGT and you're going to draw anyway, there's no reason not to just say, let's just do it at the beginning of the turn, Since it is a once per turn, and if it's going to happen anyway, why not?
Yeah, this card can get pretty nuts if you have the soul for it. Like, for example, if you combine this with Mizuno Hame, you draw once, it's a 29,000 column. You draw twice, it's a 35,000 column.
Mm-hmm.
So we're already getting some good numbers right there. But of course, we haven't seen any cards that soul charge so far, so that worries me a little bit.
Yeah, no, I noticed that myself. But that being said, the set drops in Japan the 25th of this month, which today is the 5th. We have 20 days to get it's the 5th. Got 20 days to reveal, if I'm counting right, the other half of the set. Yeah, I think we're at like 40-ish revealed. Yeah, so we're the other half of the set to get revealed, and that's what, like 2 cards a day, and they usually do like 4 or 5 on the stream. So what, in a little under 3 weeks we'll have everything revealed.
It'll definitely be interesting. There'll be a lot of drafting to do for decks.
Yeah. Now that's gonna, I guess, I would transition us into what I wanted to talk about the cases. So one thing I've noticed about people doing case splits for this set, and the way they said that rarities will work. So the new rarity Vanguard rare and special Vanguard rare basically replaced Generation Rare and SGR, or whatever the S stood for, and like Super Generation Rare or whatever. Fuck it. One of those 2 rarities will be included in each box. So a case has, I think, 20. Yeah. No. I don't know what the number is, but each case will have somewhere between 16 and 24 boxes. So there's just gonna be so many Vanguard rares on the market that I don't think they'd be worth that much. There's.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely more budget friendly, so we won't have to deal with the $80 overwhelms that we've had to deal with.
Yeah.
I guess the thing about a case is
Yeah, but so I don't know what I can't speak for every distributor, but the guy I order my cases from charges about says he's for a Team Q4 case. Says he charges for about $750 around there for the case, which if I were to do a split, because everything seems to be pretty distributed evenly, I would just divide 4 ways. It's like a little under 200 each. 185 some odd cents. Just make a $4 profit and charge everybody an extra dollar. And I like that if you go into a case, you're basically getting 1 to 2 decks for $100 and some odd dollars, you know? But it does not seem like the secondhand market's gonna be making like a lot of money off the set with just one case, you know? I don't know but we don't know the distribution of Origin rares and Image Ride rares, the new rarities. And on top of that, are SPs still going to be a thing? We don't have any info on that either.
We know that the Vanguard and the Origin rares are going to have like extra rare versions that are hot stamped. So maybe not specifically SPs, but we'll get something similar.
Yeah, and you know that's I guess once we have, you know, Unite Team Q4 out and we have like distribution case opening videos, we'll more or less get an idea. But personally myself, I do not see the value in a case of Q4. Like I said, I would imagine much like every other thing else, imaginary rares and Origin rares would be where the money's at. With the way they're doing Vanguard rares, I would assume, based off skills, they'll probably be about $20, you know, a piece. But just straight out getting vanilla everything, say, obviously someone's gonna get SPs or whatever, I do not think there's a way to make money off of one case.
Yeah, the secondary market's got to do some work on this higher cards.
Just from what I'm just from the Kagero stuff, because that's what I'm really looking into getting in on the case that I'm looking to get into. I might just back out from the guy. I haven't put any money down, so you know, whatever. Because it doesn't look like there'd be much use to it, you know. But having that said, we're still missing a good number of like double R's, and we haven't even hit on any of the Vanguard rares yet.
Yeah, I think once we see Japanese prices, we'll see a little bit more where everything's at, and we should definitely discuss that later too.
Yeah,
Once we see all the prices.
yeah, because we'll definitely do a video, a overall video on this set the week after it comes out. But I mean, despite what I'm saying, you know, for the secondhand market, I'm still really excited for this. As a player, I am really hoping the prices are cheap so I can just kind of build the stuff I want and not have to spend, you know, not have to spend like an arm and a leg. Whereas like whatever they're gonna call. I'm assuming it's gonna be like Demolish Team Asteroid or Foo Fighters, whatever they call them, gonna call themselves. But proper V booster set 2. I've already ordered a case of it because I really want what I'm gonna assume is the origin rare of Blaster Dark. But I'm edgy like that, you know.
I think just make the game more accessible too. Like hopefully we can expand more like
Yeah.
just because it'll be easier to get decks. And like I'm part of a case split right now, and the only reason is that I can spend the money for a case split, and that I just rather get them right away.
Yeah.
But I will be setting aside whatever I get to help other people make another Oracle Think Tank deck. Because obviously, getting to a case split, there will be extras, and there's always the benefit of the higher rarity cards. So it just depends on what you want to get out of it. But definitely the easiest way to do it is to just buy singles for sure.
Yeah. But no, I mean, like with the, like I said, depending on the distribution, it's I think the way they would do it would be terrible for anybody who buys boxes, like our good friend Sun, or I guess on here we call him Muteki Burst. He's a box buyer. He buys boxes just to open packs, and then trades in the cards he pulls to buy more boxes. I don't think that's going to be as doable with the way they're doing the distributions now. You pull a GR and current meta, and you're like, how much is this worth? Well, depending on it, $50 or, you know, $2. And, you know, we'll give you more packs for, you know, if we're buying it. But I don't know. Like I said, I think it's gonna be dependent on skills, and I think that's gonna determine price. I think once we're in a full standard meta, I'm sure these draw trigger perfs will go up in value because not enough people pick them up early, you know, game, because they're like, no, I'd rather still use Protect Orb or, you know, the on flipping perfect guards, you know.
Oh yeah.
Well, one thing, kind of unrelated, but well, in G era you would have the G zone. A lot of the problem with that was it would be really hard to power creep the entire G zone out, and there would sometimes be, you know, like Earth for
Yeah.
Regalia. It was just you were stuck with buying it if you wanted an optimal G zone, even though you didn't really want to pay that, and that could definitely happen with those heal triggers. I mean, not heal triggers, draw trigger perfect guards.
Yeah, no, and that's, as much as I hate it, that's gonna be the thing. That's not gonna change.
Without being reprinted, and it's kind of hard to power creep something like that, prices could be annoying for that. If you don't pick them up early, then, you know, when the next wave of support comes, unless Bushiro does something to offset that, we could eventually end up with what we have now, the $30 Protector Dragon.
And
That's kind of what the PGs were like at the start of the game.
yeah.
Hopefully it doesn't turn out that way.
Because I remember when I got into Vanguard, perfect guards were $20 a pop because each clan only had one. It wasn't till around the Limit Break era that they started coming out with other ones for clan specifics, you know. And then even then they went from 20 down to about $10 a piece, $8 a piece, you know. But even like I was talking earlier, Gus Jin, that guy stayed $20 for the majority of Granbu's life because he was the only thing to use. And even when we had quintet walls come out, you still wanted to play Gus Jin because the quintet wall was still 5 cards out of your deck that may or may not be enough to guard with. So at a point, yeah, I don't think these draw trigger perfs will reach that high for some clans because, like I said, obviously, if you're a budget fighter like Clown Boy, you'll pick up the trial deck of Kagero. You'll still have Guardian, Wyvern, or whatever. And you know, maybe you just run a normal draw trigger. You know, you say, I can't really afford Barees, so I'll just run normal draws and, you know, use 4 slots out of my grade 1 lineup for the perfect guards. You know, so some clans will, like I said, Baree will probably be pretty expensive, but it's not your only option. Whereas I like Mega Colony, once meta changes to standard only, will probably only have the option of the draw trigger heal. Draw trigger heal, what the fuck? Draw trigger perf. And then, you know, those will be like, oh, what, you need your 4 perfs? $80. You know, and you're like, what? But well, yeah, and you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying like all of these sets are gonna be not worth. I just think early on it's gonna be really cheap, and you're gonna get people who, like, say paid $200 to get Nova Grappler and then realize, oh, I could have just picked up everything for like $180, or, you know, save $20. Oh, yeah. But you know, it's just how I feel currently. You know, I'm sure, you know, since I'm probably gonna back out of my case. I say my case, but my split. I'm sure, you know, I'll order it from our good friend Ash, and he'll charge me for everything I need from Kagero $10 more than what I would have paid. You know, and you know, I won't have all the extras and everything, but it'll be because I screwed up. But from my clock, we've been at this thing for about for almost 2 hours, and I think it's a good idea just to call it here. I know I gotta get up early in the morning. I'm sure Kramer does, and I was gonna make a J.O. Crystal joke about Clown Boy, but I don't think it's appropriate on this. Plus, I like Clown Boy. I won't publicly humiliate him on this scale. But this has been the G Zone. Clown Boy, thanks for being my guest today.
Guardian Circle.
You're right. I'm tired. I blame the other Kramer.
Yep, I'll tell.
Yeah, this has been the Guardian Circle. Thanks for having us. I'm going to bed. Kramer, thanks for being here. Clown Boy, and I'll be sure to thank Little B off camera. But we'll see y'all next week. Hopefully we'll have a lot more juicy reveals.
Bye.
Bye-bye. And we're